games. You're not going to want to miss that.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be held with a lot of great, amazing women that you probably have known. But after that, we're going to be looking, me and Jess are going to be looking at the content creation category, where we're going to be introducing a ton of different awards, including Facebook Streamer of the Year, YouTube Streamer of the Year, Streamer Raise Charity Funds, Team Raise Charity Funds, Cosplayer of the Year, and of course, Twitch Streamer of the Year.
Yeah, there's so many incredible like women streaming out there. It's really hard to pick just one, but you know, you guys voted. We did that just that. We picked just one for each category. We do also have a really fun D&D featurette coming up too. Definitely not going to want to miss that.
Yes, and it's by one of our very good friends, so it's going to be a
Yes, it
really fun
is.
thing. We don't want to spoil it for you guys,
No.
but we're letting you guys know that the D&D featurette features a very important, amazing, fabulous gamer as well as esports commentator and host. So you're going to see that. But our final category, one that's the very backbone of gaming, is our industry category, where we focus here about the gaming industry, like devs, artists, marketing folks, teams, and everything that makes the game we fall in love with over and over again.
Yeah, we have a ton of incredible awards and featurettes during this segment, including we have a featurette on women in journalism. We have one on the incredible voice actress Kylie Vernoff, and a featurette of the executive director of the IGDA, that is the International Game Developers Association, Renee Gittins.
Yes, I'm super excited for that one. Considering that, you know, the IDGA has done a lot of stuff for women. And since we have a woman coming to speak about it, it's going to be absolutely amazing to see Renee talk more about that. But not only that, we have awards for the most inclusive teams, standout team, story-led, solo dev of the year, and top voice actress. But we're well aware that there's so many roles in gaming that we probably didn't catch them all, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I mean, and this is just the awards first year. Like for next year, for 2021, the industry category for the GameHers Awards is going to be at least 20 awards long.
Whoa, that's a lot of awards. But considering that it takes years and so many people to like create some of these games, it's only natural that we would try to recognize and award and spotlight some amazing creators, content creators, developers, designers, and beyond that make gaming, which is the hobby that we love, the thing that we love. Now, we have a big show for you today, a lot of incredible featurettes, a lot of winning, and some amazing interviews.
Yes, so let's get started with an incredible featurette on the GameHers and their community. So check this out.
I'm Heather Awida. I'm one of the 4 co-founders of the GameHers, and I'm also the CEO.
Hi, I'm Laura Deutsch. I'm also a co-founder of the GameHers and COO.
Hi, Rebecca Dixon, co-founder and CMO of the GameHers.
Hey y'all, I'm Verna Maloney. I am the Chief Community Officer and one of the co-founders here at the GameHers.
The 4 of us have worked together in the past. We co-founded a company called Mommy Bites that was a community building company for expectant and new moms. Once we started learning about the gaming community, and first of all, how big the industry and community itself is, and then how within that number, how big the percentage of females is, you know, we felt like there was room for us to sort of use our community building skills and our love of amplifying women to create this company that, you know, from an outward perspective, we act as a media company that empowers and amplifies women and gives them a community. And internally, we have this wonderful community across all of our platforms.
Hey gamers, this is Rebecca walking down the streets of New York where I live. See you later.
We knew that there was a ton of toxicity in the gaming space for women. We opened it up to the women we were speaking to say, hey, we're thinking of starting this community. What do you want to talk about? What we found is what they wanted to talk about was celebrating women in gaming, all the awesomeness that happens before gaming, during gaming, after gaming, their hobbies, their jobs, their passions, how they can support each other. To change an industry, it's really also important to talk about how awesome these women are and what they're doing in and out of gaming. And that's really what we've also done. And I think that's really important to us.
We get questions about how can you have a company with 4 founders? It's usually just one, all of that. And it's actually just the ability to bounce ideas off of each other, to really like trust other people to go and do the thing that they love and that they're passionate about. And I think that's something that's unique about, I'm just going to name it, like when women start businesses. Like we are really like collaborative, and it's not about that. And it doesn't mean that we're not a company and we don't want to be successful and make money and help other women in the space make money. I get to go to work every day with a bunch of women that I trust, love, and respect. And I think that makes the company all the better.
Cayenne Cleanse Kombucha. I know, sounds totally gross, but one of these a night and I'm just in a very happy place.
We're highlighting women on our blog. We are interviewing incredible women in the gaming space on our podcast. Well, let's literally recognize and honor them and give them awards, physical awards. Let's get it out there. And so that's how we decided to start the Gamer Awards. It's time. It's time that there is a big award program for women in gaming. And we decided to do it, and the response from the community has been unbelievable.
The ripple is actually the women, the femme-identifying gamers, the non-binary. Like we had people come up to us and just say, like, the fact that we even say non-binary gamer, they're like, holy crap, like you were just like actually saying those words out of your mouth with tears in their eyes. Tonight I'm playing Never Alone. It's National Native American Heritage Month, and I looked for games that got it right as far as representation, consulting with Indigenous folks about the game. We have just learned so much about what it is that gamers want to talk about, what they want to connect about, what are the topics that are important to them, and also what it means to have a space that feels safe and inclusive.
Our community members leave an interaction with us, whether it's from our Discord, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, our podcast, reading one of our articles, that they walk away and they know that we, the four of us, see you, we hear you, we honor you, we celebrate you.
More women in the games industry.
Gaming brings the entire world together with its common language and its team dynamics.
Gaming isn't just a male-dominated trade. Everyone can enjoy games.
Do it!
I can do it!
No! You got it! Go! Go, Leslie! Go! Long shot, baby! How about another one?
Oh my god, you did it! Oh my god, you did it!
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Welcome back to the Game Awards. We're super excited to be here to start this event off with the community category. Community is such an important, vital part of gaming. Honestly, like I feel like it's synonymous with gaming. What do you think, Jess?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, the community around a game can really make or break how it's viewed. I mean, look at, the social media accounts like the Fall Guys Twitter, or I know it's not a game, but Steel Series. The Steel Series Twitter account is hilarious and definitely, I'm sure, a part of the reason why they're so successful. But you also got to look at the Discord communities and the forums and the events that happen. Like those are all a major part of what makes a gaming community big. And we couldn't have these awards without honoring what goes into making a community. Jen, what's a community that you've been a part of that has meant a lot to you?
For me, it would have to be my stream team community as well as the main gear community. I'm main gear affiliate, so I feel like there are times where it's so good to be around other content creators, but also people that may be in the same game as you. So like, there's a Phasmophobia Discord that I'm a part of, and I love Phasmophobia because it's a super scary game. But a lot of other people may not be so into scary games and spooky games as well. What about you? What kind of communities are you a part of?
One of my favorite ones is I'm also in a stream team called Team Kitty, founded by Kitty Plays, an amazing woman in gaming. She's an amazing streamer. She founded this team of all women content creators, and it's just such a wonderful thing to be a part of this kind of think tank where we get to exchange ideas and we really support each other's content. But without further ado, let's go ahead and announce the winner of the Community Award for Gaming Community of the Year. Jen, would you like to announce that?
Yes, congratulations to Amelia Rose Blair, our winner for Community Gaming. Thank you so much. Congrats again to her. I don't know if she's in chat, but hello.
And let's go ahead and watch her acceptance speech now.
Hey GameHers Awards, I'm Amelia Rose Blair of Deck Art Games, and first I want to say thank you so much for creating an award show honoring women in gaming. It's an honor to be included amongst so many amazing female streamers, and this award is particularly special to me because it celebrates all of you. Thank you so much for creating such an amazing, creative, positive, inclusive, safe space on the internet. It constantly blows my mind how much you lift each other up, how much you support each other. So thank you for creating this community. We all did it together. And if you want to join us, come to twitch.tv/DeckArtGames.
Wow,
All right,
I love
congrats
her.
again.
Sorry, I was just about to comment on how I love her energy and her positivity in that video.
Thank you, and so happy about it. Congrats again to Amelia. You absolutely deserved it. So guys should be sure to go check her out. She said where you can go find her. But now we're gonna check out this great piece about the collegiate coordinators and specifically Carmen Lamb. Carmen started out running programs at UBC and is considered by many a prime example of what collegiate esports org should look like. And then right after that, we're going to be looking at the winner of the best collegiate esports team. So stay tuned for the GameHers Awards.
Hi, I'm Carmen Lam, and I'm the co-founder of UBC Esports Association. I'm currently working as a growth marketer for Hero. I'm born and raised in Vancouver, BC, Canada. My family is from Hong Kong, and my parents immigrated here really early on, before I was even born. My dad is a gamer. I grew up with console games in my house, Sega Saturn, Nintendo Entertainment System. I remember my parents offered me and my younger brother either a trip to Japan for Christmas together as family or PlayStation 2. And of course, we picked PlayStation 2. And that's how I started gaming. Esports to me is something that's really out of this world. It connects people in ways I could never imagine. And it's just simply amazing. He's an imposter! Take off that mask! Take it off! Take it off! How do we PvP in this? When I co-founded UBC Esports, it was actually my last year of university, and after graduating, I was still involved for another 3 years. We were able to compete in United States and international in Korea. We won back-to-back championships, and also got a lot of recognition from our school administration. We now have a gaming lounge at school on campus in a very central location, And so I made a lot of connections through my early participation with Riot's collegiate program and Blizzard's TESPA collegiate program. That's how I also got the job at Hero as a growth marketer. I am in charge of running all our marketing initiatives. That's from either paid advertisements or to community management, inbound marketing, content marketing, and so forth. In particular, in the esports scene, our Watch Party app is allowing gamers to get together to watch live streams or VODs together on voice chat at the same time.
Sure, is it right?
Of course.
I don't know.
Did you see? What the? Oh my god! What is he doing? He's cheating! But I think I felt most excited when I was able to meet other female collegiate leaders in the scene, or seeing other women in esports being very much involved in a lot of decision making, or being really a face of esports, from shoutcasting to hosting to being interviewers, and even play some female players overseas. Unfortunately, I don't think there's ever equality 50-50, but it's great to see that there is progress and that we are going to keep continuing to strive towards equality.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I was reloading. What the fuck?
That bomb was actually insane. What the hell?
Yeah, bomb was right, yeah.
Being a woman felt like a disadvantage sometimes. Some of the attention is bad and unprofessional, and I have experienced that myself early on. I'm happy to say that I don't anymore, especially with my current company. Because of the negative experiences, I shied a little bit away from esports, and I never reached out for any favors because of how people might perceive me as like a woman begging for help. Preschool all the way to university has failed us in teaching what we need to do as humans to treat other humans better. So unfortunately, an industry like esports that was initially very male dominant needs that education. Esports is more than just men playing games. Esports and gaming has a way of bringing people together, and that's my favorite part of being a part of this community.
Welcome back, everyone. Joining us live is the Indie Community Manager of the Year. She has worked tirelessly on Dead by Daylight and brought forth some amazing and creative events, ideas, and more to the community. Congratulations to Gabrielle Murphy. Gabrielle, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. And thank you so much for the award. Wow.
It's very, very well deserved. So I'm really excited to hear. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background at Behavior, working on Dead by Daylight? We'd love to learn more about what you're up to.
Absolutely. I actually, this is a really funny story. So I was a streamer before, and I had my own business. And I was doing graphical design, and I met the devs at PAX East in 2017 from Dead by Daylight. And 1 month later, they actually gave me a job offer. So I joined the team. They actually bet a lot on me, and I tried my best to give it back. Other than that, I mean, completely unrelated. I love camping, hiking, cats, games, plants.
Amazing.
That's it.
Yeah, I love camping too. So we have that in common. I love camping. But tell us a little bit about a day-to-day for you working with some of the publishers, creators, Dead by Daylight, and also kind of creating the community. I know there is a community called the Fog Whisperers as well. And tell us a little bit about what your daily is like and how you kind of have used your experience and transitioned into the role of community manager.
So at first I was a solo CM on the project, but now we have a full team. So everyone has their role. I would say it's organized chaos. In the morning, we meet together with the other departments. So, production, QA, art, everyone to make sure that everything on live is fine. Then we're meeting with the team because, work from home. We all need to touch base every day, checking on communication, making sure that the team has everything that they need to, move forward with our project, and meeting with other departments a lot to bring up the community feedback and different critical points of development.
What advice do you have for other community managers, and especially with regards to managing a community?
All right, so this one I learned the hard way. Develop for success and think scalability. Don't hesitate to ask help from other CMs if you can't. You don't know how to handle a situation. Use your network outside, but also inside of the team. Get allies on the team to support you. And also, you can't be everywhere all the time. You will drop the ball at some point. The important thing is how you pick yourself back up. Mental health is super important as well. So think about yourself too.
Yes, 1000% agree. Thank you so much, Gabriella. Again, congratulations on Indie Community Manager of the Year. Next up, we have Community Manager of the Year award, but we're going to be going live with Anastasia in just a second. But first, here's the winner of our Best Collegiate Esports Team, University of California Irving Esports. Congratulations to your team and to Mark and Kathy for all your hard work.
I'm so honored that UCI Esports was voted Best Collegiate Esports Team for the GameHers Awards. Thank you so much to our community and for everyone that voted for us. There are so many amazing women working behind the scenes at UCI. In 2017, we hosted our very first Girls in Gaming Summer Camp, which gave an opportunity to young women to network, learn from role models, and play games in a safe and welcoming space. Huge shout outs to Hillary and Jessamine, then interns, who brought this idea to life. Thank you, Hillary, for remaining with us at UCI and supporting student mentorship and player wellness. Thank you, Samantha, for making huge waves in the scholastic esports space and for your work with NASEF and also with our UCI program. Thank you to all of our interns who lend us your talents to make UCI esports truly great. Our content team, Andrea, Annie, Catherine, Julia, and Vi. Mindy for working on high school esports, Allison on team operations, and Francesca for health and wellness. Thank you, Victoria, for keeping all of our other Overwatch players alive, and thank you, Michelle, for casting our matches. I want to thank our sponsors, iBuyPower and Logitech, for really believing in us and supporting us from the very beginning. I also want to thank our UCI colleagues in Student Affairs and the UCI Care Office for always supporting us and collaborating. Finally, thank you, Aniki, for your incredible knowledge around diversity, inclusion, and equity, and always being willing to help us out and give us advice.
Amazing. Thank you, UCI Esports. We really appreciate all your hard work, but we are now ready to interview the incredible Anastasia Celeste, winner of Community Manager of the Year here at the GameHers Awards. Anastasia, I'm so excited that you're joining us. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Anastasia. I'm the community manager for Charlotte Phoenix, the esports team based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And I've been involved with esports as a whole and community building since early 2018. Just been, building communities and working my absolute hardest to make sure that everybody is involved in some sort of way.
What would you give any advice to anyone who's out there also trying to be a community manager, looking what you're doing, say, hey, how do I do what you do? What would you give them as advice or just kind of like things that they should know when trying to get into the space?
So the first thing is just to be persistent and never give up. So if you have a dream that you want to pursue, absolutely pursue it and do everything that you can to. And just overall, sort of make sure that everything that you do for you, not for anybody else.
Is there anything that any kind of misconceptions that your community has, or anything that you wish your community that you manage knew?
Overall, I think a lot of people will misinterpret people and think that they don't want to talk just because they're higher ups, if you will. Definitely, I think everybody is a person and loves to interact with everybody just as much. So everybody likes to talk, everybody likes to hang out. So just don't be a stranger to, anybody.
Now, beyond esports, what other titles have you worked on as well, either as a community manager or as something else?
So I've worked with several games as like a moderator. I worked with an old mobile game that actually never released. I worked with a Reddit group and a Discord group with that, just moderating a Square Enix game. And then as well, individual of that, I worked with another several game titles and communities, such as smaller games and even some Roblox stuff back in, 7 years ago? I don't know.
So you've been around the industry for a while, then it sounds like, and you've definitely gathered some really good knowledge. Thank you so much for being here. Would you like to give a plug to your social media links so that folks watching here today can know where to find you?
Yeah, so my Twitter is CLT_Anna with one N. And my Twitch is Anna Celeste.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today. It was really great meeting you. Remember, everyone go follow Anastasia Celeste and all the great things that she's doing. Next up, we want to congratulate the Pokemon account for winning the social media award. Now, running a social media account is hard, and running a gaming social media account is harder. Not only are we inundated with hundreds of new games, tons of amazing streamers, and hilarious content, our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. And the winner, Chaka Cumberbatch Tinsley, is an incredible powerhouse in social, doing amazing things with Pokemon. So check out her winner interview here.
Hey trainers! My name is Chaka Cumberbatch Tinsley. I'm our social marketing manager here at the Pokemon Company International. On behalf of the U.S. social marketing team, which includes Joyce Tammany and Chloe Harper, we are thrilled to accept the award for Best Social Media Account for Pokemon. Now, first and foremost, Pokemon Social is for trainers, by trainers. It's my team's goal to create engaging, resonant content that inspires fans from all walks of life to share in the spirit of friendship, discovery, and competition that personifies the Pokemon brand. However, there are a lot of hands that go into creating our social media posts. So in this moment, we really want to make sure that we recognize and acknowledge our numerous internal partners, in addition to recognizing our numerous global partners around the world who manage our international accounts as well. And last but not least, we want to make sure that we thank our parent organization, the Pokemon Company in Japan, in addition to the original creators and developers of the Pokemon franchise, for providing us with this amazing brand to engage our fans with. Again, it is an honor and a privilege to accept this award on behalf of our team. It's our sincerest hope that any success that we have directly translates into more space being made and opportunities being presented to LGBTQIA women and non-binary people of color in this industry. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Congratulations again to Chaka. Wow. Completely agree with them. I love it. It's made by trainers for trainers, and that's incredible. But we're going to go on a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to delve into one of our most competitive categories, the esports portion of our award. Stay tuned.
Esports to me is something that's really out of this world.
Women need to be welcomed with open arms into every aspect of this.
The best things about the gaming community are that you're connecting with people.
People who care about you will support you, and that's kind of all that matters.
So I'm hoping that women will feel passionate and inspired to push through those challenges.
So what I would like to see for the future is for the space to just be welcoming of people of all kind.
The four of us see you, we hear you, we honor you, we celebrate you.
Minutes. You stall it out until the rest of your team.
I know that everyone is itching to know more about what the 20.
This game isn't personal, it's not revenge, but really just motivation to be an overall change.
Well, I loved esports and I loved being able to be a part of it. Now 2-1 Golden Guardians having just
very, very calm, very, very focused. I mean, clean shots all around. None of them have gone down yet in this entire
playoffs. Fusion had an unexpected close Game 5 win over Toronto Esports in the quarterfinal.
I really built a really good system of peers around me who I could trust to be honest with me when I knew that there were things I needed to work on.
So he was doing his job again of wasting a heck of a lot of time.
Yeah. But hey, it's only game 2. There's no need to press the panic button right now.
I think Duraludon, Series 6 is its calling. Like, a lot of people give Duraludon a lot of stick because I think it's a really good Pokemon, but I think people have struggled to find.
In the European division, Team Empire and Fnatic take the top slots, whilst Power Rangers and Navi will be KO'd.
Oh my god, I got the combo! Oh my god. Oh my god.
Welcome to our esports portion of the GameHers Awards show. Now we're talking not just about the competitive scene, but behind the scenes too. So in this segment, we're not only honoring the top player of the year, whose hard work in the scene brought them to the forefront of the community, but we're also going to be discussing the top hosts of the year.
Absolutely. Women who, just like us, bring the show together, who make things happen in front of the camera and provide energy to their interviews. Maybe I'm a bit biased.
Not at all. We really tied the show together, I think. Now, providing similar levels of energy and hype, we're also awarding the top shoutcaster of the year, and we have some other incredible awards, such as the best social of the year, which definitely has a different set of interest and impact from general gaming social, as well as the top analyst of the year.
Yes, a lot of great awards that we're going to be distributing very soon. And during this segment, we'll be doing an interview with the incredible, lovely, and amazing Victoria Von Black. We're going to be talking about the topics of diversity and inclusivity within the gaming space, which you don't want to miss. Like, you really do not. But we're going to start off with the esports category with our featurette on the incredible Bloody Hearthstone, who has been such a staple in the Hearthstone and gaming community and courageously taking a public stance on her life and its changes. Keep watching.
And then
that matters. And I think that also really resonated because there's a lot of LGBTQ folks who don't have super supportive families or friends or whatever it may be. So my thought train went from, you know, I was running tournaments and everything like that, but I started thinking, how can I continue doing that? How can I continue, you know, empowering people? How can I keep reaching people? What can I do to, I guess, like, do my part to make this world better? Eventually, I landed on streaming. I moved from Denver, where I was doing tournament organizing. Now I live in Austin, just because it's warm and there's tasty food, and you could kind of be wherever you want when you're a streamer. Yeah, no. Unless these guys all f up. No, there's no way. Oh my god! No! Yes! Let's go! The Magic community is incredibly inclusive. It's actually crazy. Like, I got so much more encouragement and so much less resistance than I thought I would as a trans creator streaming Magic. For example, we had Autumn Burchett. They are a non-binary trans person who won, you know, one of the biggest tournaments in 2019. And that was huge. That was groundbreaking. That happened a week after I started playing Magic for the first time. When you look out there and see someone like you, it's inspiring. It makes you feel like you could do it too. I saw them do it and I was like, huh, I could do this. That's really important, just having those kinds of front runners set a path of, you know, respect and understanding. Magic's had that paved a lot further down than at least a lot of other game communities I've seen. I mean, I learned a lot about streaming. It's incredibly time consuming. It's incredibly energy consuming. The hours you put into your stream are just a fraction of the hours and the energy that you actually put into your stream. As in, like, the time that you're live is only a small piece of how much time you're actually putting into everything. There's so much work that goes on in the background. There's a reason why people want to stream and end up not streaming, or people try streaming and end up quitting, and why, like, a lot of big streamers get burned out, because it's like, it's a very taxing profession. It becomes even harder the more of yourself you put out there, and the more vulnerable you are, and the more, you know, subject to hate and criticism you are. I mean, I think if you look at the top 100 streamers on Twitch, maybe one of them is a woman. It's a very cutthroat environment. It's not particularly that friendly. I think representation is a really important thing, and it's hard to see a ton of people out there. Companies and Twitch and organizations can do their part in uplifting these marginalized groups and communities by promoting them. I think the best thing for these groups is to bring them to light, bring them up, build them up.
I'm just so thankful to receive such a recognition. So first and foremost, I would like to thank each and every one of you for all of your love, your support throughout the year, because quite frankly, it's been a tough one for all of us. And I don't think I would have been able to pull through if it weren't for your good vibes and the positivity you've been all sending my way. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really means the world to me. Now, I would also like to give a huge shout out to every other finalist, nominee, and every woman who didn't even make the list, because quite frankly, I think so many of you are deserving of an award such as this one for your hard work, your passion, and the drive, everything you're putting into your craft. And with all of what you do, you inspire me on a daily to be the best me I can be. So thank you for everything you do. I sincerely hope that we can all just continue to support and push and uplift one another in order to create a space for women to continue to thrive and shine and make meaningful contributions to this industry we all love so very much. So stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Hey guys, my name is Jess, also known as Jess Goat. Turns out I won Shoutcaster of the Year, go figure. I did not expect this in any way, shape or form. So for all of you who voted for me, thank you. And for all of those who have seen me grow as a Shoutcaster over the past year, in fact, before the 2020, I was pretty much an analyst. I was pretty much 100% an analyst. I cast CSGO here and there, and then I moved into T1 Rainbow Six. I had to pick up casting, I had to learn how to do it proficiently, and to be able to come into 2021 as being, one of the big tier 1 casters for Rainbow Six Siege is extraordinarily humbling. I've worked my butt up, as you guys know, I've worked it absolutely, my butt completely off, but it's extraordinarily humbling to win this award. I really do want to thank all of my colleagues, my bosses, everyone who's helped me get to this point. It's been phenomenal. The feedback that you've given me, the time of day you've given me to help improve. I know that isn't free. Time isn't free. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys have given me all the time that I've needed to be able to grow and get better. And I hope to just continue to grow and get better. So thank you to everyone. And thank you for the community who, gave me the time and the space to be able to prove myself. That means a heck of a lot. But I also think that it's really important that, not just myself, but women around the world can see that it's not just, someone who gets lucky and picks up a mic. Women around the world should aspire to jump on the microphone themselves and be confident that what they have to say means something and that they can add a lot of value to all these different games all over the world. So if you know a game really well, it's super important that you give yourself a little bit of a step up and say, you know what, I might be able to commentate this game. I might be able to analyze for this game. So if you know it, do it. Thanks, guys.
Wow, if you know it, do it. Powerful words from a powerful lady. So after we had that featurette on Bloody HS, we heard from the top host of the year winner award, Zoe Geschwind, and then we heard from the top shoutcaster of the year award, Jessica Bolden, aka Jess Goat. She's an amazing lady. I know her from the Rainbow Six competitive scene, and she streams Rainbow Six at twitch.tv/JessGoat, because she really is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. So definitely check her out. So incredibly happy for both of those winners, though. Very, very, very well deserved.
Yeah, I 1000% agree with you, Jess. We still have a ton of great content to come, including an interview with the very own Victoria Von Blake on diversity and inclusion. We're super excited for it, but before we get to that interview, we want to announce the winners of the D&I Award and get to know our winners of the Best Diversity and Inclusion a bit better. First, the initiative revisiting our GameHers featurette.
I'm one of the 4 co-founders of the GameHers, and I'm also the CEO.
Hi, I'm Laura Deutsch. I'm also a co-founder of the GameHers and COO.
Hi, Rebecca Dixon, co-founder and CMO of the GameHers.
Hey y'all, I'm Verna Maloney. I am the Chief Community Officer and one of the co-founders here at the GameHers.
The four of us have worked together in the past. We co-founded a company called Mommy Bites that was a community building company for expectant and new moms. Once we started learning about the gaming community, and first of all, how big the industry and community itself is, and then how within that number, how big the percentage of females is, we felt like there was room for us to sort of use our community building skills and our love of amplifying women to create this company that, from an outward perspective, we act as a media company that empowers and amplifies women and gives them a community. And internally, we have this wonderful community across all of our platforms.
Hey gamers, this is Rebecca walking down the streets of New York where I live. See you later.
We knew that there was a ton of toxicity in the gaming space for women. We opened it up to the women we were speaking to say, hey, we're thinking of starting this community. What do you want to talk about? What we found is what they wanted to talk about was celebrating women in gaming, all the awesomeness that happens before gaming, during gaming, after gaming, their hobbies, their jobs, their passions, how they can support each other. To change an industry, it's really also important to talk about how awesome these women are and what they're doing in and out of gaming. And that's really what we've also done. And I think that's really important to us.
We get questions about how can you have a company with 4 founders? It's usually just one, all of that. And it's actually just the ability to bounce ideas off of each other, to really trust other people to go and do the thing that they love and that they're passionate about. And I think that's something that's unique about, I'm just going to name it, when women start businesses. We are really collaborative, and it's not about that. And it doesn't mean that we're not a company and we don't want to be successful and make money and help other women in the space make money. I get to go to work every day with a bunch of women that I trust, love, and respect. And I think that makes the company all the better.
Cayenne Cleanse Kombucha. I know, sounds totally gross, but one of these a night and I'm just in a very happy place.
We're highlighting women on our blog. We are interviewing incredible women in the gaming space on our podcast. Well, let's literally recognize and honor them and give them awards, physical awards. Let's get it out there. And so that's how we decided to start the Gamer Awards. It's time. It's time that there is a big award program for women in gaming. And we decided to do it, and the response from the community has been unbelievable.
The ripple is actually the women, the femme-identifying gamers, the non-binary. We had people come up to us and just say, the fact that we even say non-binary gamer, they're like, holy crap, you were just actually saying those words out of your mouth with tears in their eyes.
Tonight I'm playing Never Alone. It's National Native American Heritage Month, and I looked for games that got it right as far as representation, consulting with Indigenous folks about the game.
We have just learned so much about what it is that gamers want to talk about, what they want to connect about, what are the topics that are important to them, and also what it means to have a space that feels safe and inclusive.
Our community members leave an interaction with us, whether it's from our Discord, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, our podcast, reading one of our articles, that they walk away and they know that we, the four of us, see you, we hear you, we honor you, we celebrate you.
Welcome back to the Game Awards. A huge welcome to our winner, Meredith, from For the Women, who has taken the GameHers Awards for Diversity and Inclusion. Congratulations to you and the initiative. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and a little bit more about For the Women?
Yeah, thanks so much. I'm so excited to be here. So my name is Meredith. I'm an associate brand manager at Spectacor Gaming, which is our esports org under Comcast Spectacor. And we started FTW a little over a year ago, just kind of to set the foundation for inclusivity and diversity under Comcast. And we kind of didn't really realize how quickly it would take off and how receptive the esports world was going to be. But we are pretty much here to embrace the current women in esports and to open the door and create more opportunities for women and minorities that want to get more involved in esports. And we couldn't have done anything today without the amazing support of our community.
So the initiative has been around for about a year now. What are some things that you hope to accomplish in the next 2 to 3 years, considering that, the world's your oyster now that you're getting a lot of support and you see the impact of what your initiative has done? I can imagine you guys are thinking big.
Absolutely. It's been really encouraging also to see so many other organizations and companies want to get involved in just diversity inclusion as a whole within esports. It's definitely at the top of everyone's agenda. And it's been really amazing to see the support from other companies and really trying to get involved with us. So I think the next steps and the way that we really want to go is to really normalize female gamers, normalize female esports executives and female team owners and rosters and staff, and really just get women to the middle ground of esports, because what's amazing about esports and video games is that it is the true equalizer between men and women. So opportunities are endless for us.
It's amazing. What plans do you have for 2021 for the initiative that if anyone's watching this or never heard of FTW, what can they look forward to?
So far with FTW, we've done some panels. We've done our first Valorant tournament this past September. So I think for 2021, we're really trying to tap into more youth and mentorship programs, both on the gaming side and the professional side. We really want to create opportunities for girls and women that want to get into the content creation of esports, but also internship programs, mentorship programs, really encouraging women and showing and communicating all the vast job opportunities that are in esports. I think those are probably our next steps for 2021.
Now, last but not least, what are some social links that people can check out if they want to know more information about FTW?
Yeah, so our Twitter is FTW_US and our Instagram is FTW.US. And you can also follow me on Twitter at T9Nerd for all the witty banter of me interacting with our FTW community.
I love it. Go check out Meredith and her witty banter. Thank you so much and congratulations again on your
Thank you
award.
so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Now, coming up, guys, we're doing an interview with another expert in the diversity and inclusion space and their thoughts on the gaming space. But first things first, let's give a huge congratulations to our top analyst of the year, Autumn Johnson.
Autumn Johnson here, and I would like to thank everyone with all of my heart for voting me as the top analyst of the year for the GameHers Awards. Congratulations to all of the talented finalists that were in this pool. It's such an honor to be in the conversation with so many phenomenal women. I wouldn't be in this position without my incredible village. First, I want to thank my mom, colleagues, mentors, friends, and all of those who continuously support me. None of this would even be possible without my NBA 2K League fam. Matt, Mike, Brendan, TJ, Graham, Jeff, Scott, Dirk, the pros, coaches, the entire community. Thank you. You guys have grown to be my family. And since day one, you guys took me in with open arms and allowed me to bring my entire authentic self on camera, pushed for my growth, and believed in me. I love sharing this league stories and would have never imagined being a part of something so special. And every day, I'm truly thankful for that. To GameHers, thank you for providing this platform for women in gaming. Women-focused spaces are extremely important to me because it's an opportunity to bring together dope women in this industry, highlight our talents, and join forces together in hopes that we're bringing in more women in this space. We're continuously breaking barriers and paving the way for younger women to see that this is possible in a male-dominated industry. Our perspectives are needed in this space, and there's still work to be done. Again, thank you, and make sure you follow me on all social media at Autumn Johnson TV.
Welcome back. We would love to welcome Victoria Von Black, owner of Femme Fatale LLC and D&I expert. Victoria, thank you so much for joining us. Can you please tell us and our audience just a little bit about yourself and what you do with regards to diversity and inclusion?
Well, thank you for having me. I've been in this for at least 10 years. I started out as being the first BBW trans porn star because there was no inclusion. There was, it came at a time where it was all about skinny, blonde, white girls with big boobs. I mean, got big boobs, but and not blonde. So I dated someone who's in the industry who was like, there's a niche here that you could fill very easily. And I did, and came with the different hurdles of forcing my way into something where it's usually being fetishized in the closet or in the shadows where people are not, it's cool to see you in the dark, but please don't let me see you outside type team. So it was like, you know what, we're smart, we're talented, we deserve to be seen. And so now we're fighting our way and keeping going, and hopefully, and just by being a Black trans woman, it is just like, I'm literally just a definition of a revolution. Like, my very existence makes people uncomfortable, and for good reason, because it makes them have to look at the patriarchy and how they see people, how they do not want to see just Black women in general. Forget the trans part, but like, they don't want to see Black women in general succeed. So I'm here to keep that train going, I hope.
I love it. A bona fide queen through and through. I love it. So obviously you've been in this space for a very long time. Can you tell us, how should people respond to the lack of diversity? I mean, it's one thing to identify it. It's one thing to respond to it. What are some advice you could give to someone that's struggling with that kind of, I guess, environment?
Doing social work as well, I would say ask yourself, why? Why are you uncomfortable? Why is this impacting you? Like, if it has nothing to do with you and you don't feel like you might be part of the problem, it should fly. Like, all right, cool, it's something and so be it. How they should respond? They should encourage. And I don't mean just a happy word on, pat on the back and be like, you know what? You should go do this. Encourage with your mind, your wallet, and your words. Let that follow through, because there are a lot of creatives in this world. And like, this week is Trans Awareness Week. And there are so many brilliant Black and brown and every color, but Black and brown specifically, we do not have the same opportunities that our white counterparts have. So allowing us and pushing us to the forefront. And even if you do support us financially, don't take up so much space. It's like, yes, you did a great job. You prove that you're an ally and not just tokenizing us to a certain extent. But like, take a back seat. Most likely you've done a lot. You've gotten a lot of recognition. You've gotten a lot of, accolades. Allow someone else to shine. And I think there's been a big lack of representation in the gaming industry because of that. Like, I can name probably 5 of my homegirls who love video games like a diehard and would love to see more representation of us in these video games. To the point where we're even thinking about starting our own situation, just because there isn't enough. Like, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a dating sim coming out where it's nothing but Black and brown queer people in this game, which is like, it's sad to say that in 2020, in this shitty ass year that we're living in, this is the first one. And even then, they were struggling to get money to make this dream come true. So I would like to see more of us, and I'm doing my best to get with all my sisters and my brothers. So like, let's get this out. Let's get this content out. It's great that we love, I love the PlayStation. Even mine just died on me recently.
Oh.
Gotta have a funeral. But I love the PlayStation. I love gaming. And I feel like, I would love to see more of myself.
So
someone who
what do
looks and sounds.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to ask what you think it's going to take for companies to begin putting more representation in their games, or also what can maybe white cisgender allies do to help trans folks and people of color within the gaming industry?
I hope it doesn't even get to that, because I feel like to get there, it means you're gonna have to be shamed. Because obviously, like I said, gaming has been around for decades, and yet we don't have it. And it's like I don't want to have to like knock on Blizzard. Shout out, Blizzard's like one of my favorite. But like knock on it and be like, why is there no trans representation in fucking Diablo? Why can't we get some in the new Baldur's Creek? Because, it's sad that in a game like All of Us, where the main character is lesbian, if I make no mistake, that there was such an outcry about the possibility of someone being trans there. Like, and if I make no mistake, the person was white. So I was like, if there was that much of an outcry for a white trans person, I could only imagine like what would come back. Like, oh, you're trying to take up space and, you're ruining the franchise and stuff. No, we're just making it better. Because now more people would come and be like, you know what? Maybe they're here for us. Maybe they're not just talking to us during June. Maybe and I would like to see it not happen in June. I would like to see this happen on the other 11 months of the year. Like someone to have the balls, or even lack thereof, to be like, you know what? I see you. And I notice that there's a huge population out there, and maybe the suicide rate or the death rate for Black trans women wouldn't be so damn high if they saw that, people were looking at them as being normal. We're normal people. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. Yet everyone wants to, like, be in an uproar. Let us be seen. Let us be celebrated. And let us be protected after we're being seen. Because a lot of times they put us in the front. Like I said, that tokenization, you put us in the front. And then we're left there in the wind, and then we're now spotted, and we're now outed, or whatever the case may be, and then now we're out there for predators to pick us off, which has been happening. It's sad that there's Black trans women being murdered like a couple of weeks.
Lastly, I just want everyone, if anyone wants to reach out to you, Femme Fatale, where can they find you and where can they find your organization?
I'm currently working on a new community-based organization, so hopefully I'll have that up soon. But as of right now, my Instagram for gaming is BBW Femme Fatale. My modeling and everything else would be under the Perfect Poison on Instagram.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Victoria Von Black, for joining us and for sharing your wisdom. Be sure to follow Victoria and the Femme Fatale on social media.
Yes, guys. The next up, have a good one. No worries. Next up on the Game Awards is the Best Social in Esports Top Player of the Year, as well as the gaming category. Keep watching.
Hi everybody. So I don't even know where to start or where to begin, but I guess I'll start by thanking everybody at Team Envy who I work with. You guys are all incredible human beings and I'm honored to work with you. I want to thank obviously all of our communities from Empire to Envy and of course to Fuel for just being a part of our family every single day and just engaging with us and enjoying our content. With that being said, I also want to thank every single person who nominated me. I wouldn't be sitting here accepting this if you guys didn't. So I'm super excited and just so thrilled and stoked that I actually won something for once in my life. So I'm really grateful for that. And more importantly, I know that it's been a really kind of a big shock factor this year for a lot of us, and more so in negative ways than most. And for me, when I opened up my emails and saw that I had won, it was definitely one of the biggest positive shock factors I've had this year. And I'm just completely jubilant and enthralled and just absolutely over the moon to be able to accept this and knowing that all my hard work and everything that I've put my heart and soul into for you guys from each community, from Call of Duty to Overwatch to all the esports communities, none of this would be able to happen if it weren't for you who just game and are able to support one another. I'm really happy that you decided to, like a lot of our communities, that you do see as positive and uplifting. And there's nothing else that I would ever want anyone else to feel but except included and loved and feel like someone's listening to them and that they're heard. So I'm really glad that my job is one of those that can do that for you guys. And I love that. And I hope we have many more memories to come. I'm so excited. Yes, I love you guys, and thank you again, and thanks to all my friends and family, including to all my aunts on Facebook who also voted. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for everyone who voted for me. I appreciate it. I cannot believe that we won this category. It is a blessing. It is a blessing, and I am so humbled to be nominated with all these absolute amazing women in this industry. What the Gamer Awards is doing is fantastic, and I'm just very, very thankful. To my community, thank you so much for supporting me. To my family, thank you so much for pushing me to be the best player that I could be. I am changed by the people here on Twitch and the people who have supported me throughout the whole time I've pursued streaming. So thank you. And if you want to catch more from me, you can find me on my socials at Twitter on Athena and Instagram and Twitch Athena. I just thank you so much. I am honored. I am very, very, very thankful. And this is awesome. Thank you so much.
Since our founding in 2014, Trans Lifeline operates a peer support and crisis hotline and a micro-granting program that puts money in trans people's hands. This is built by us and run by us.
Every single time you call, you'll be speaking to another trans or non-binary person. No exceptions.
We will never call the cops on you unless you explicitly ask us to.
Our microgrants program distributes low barrier funds directly to trans people who need to legally change our name and gender on our IDs. And until our prison system is abolished, our Inside Advocacy project redistributes money to trans people who are imprisoned or have been recently released.
Lanzaremos una línea directa solamente para las personas hispanohablantes.
We are building the power to reach out to our people wherever they are.
And remember, we're not just a crisis line, and we don't define what a crisis is and isn't. Call us if you want to talk to another trans person.
Welcome back to the GameHers Awards. If you are just tuning in, this is an award show focused on celebrating diversity and women in gaming, and we are starting our next section of the award show. We're now focusing on gaming itself. That's right, gaming.
Yes. Now you're probably wondering, what does that mean? Well, we're giving out awards to Female Protagonist of the Year, Inclusive Game of the Year, Most Impactful Story, Top Journalist of the Year, and last but certainly not least, Mobile Game of 2020.
And now, once again, we are chock full of content for you during this segment. And we have an incredible interview toward the end later on with Marie Claire from Women in Games. So don't miss out. And remember to follow the GameHers on Twitter and definitely join our Discord too.
Yes, join our amazing Discord. But firstly, let's talk about our winners. Let's chat about, before we talk about the winners, first talk about our favorite female protagonist. My probably favorite female protagonist will probably be Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2. What about you, Jess? What's your favorite female protagonist?
That is a really solid choice. Honestly, mine would have to be just any of the female player characters from the Pokemon series. I really love that you can just start off and, obviously I remember back in the day, you really only had one option. And then very quickly they changed that to, letting you be a little female character. So that's my female protagonist favorite. Well, anyway, without further ado, here is our next group of winners in the gaming category, and we'll be back with Marie Claire after these winners.
Good evening, everyone. This is Kylie Vernoff, and I play Susan Grimshaw in Red Dead Redemption 2. And I am so thrilled to be bringing you the finalists in the Protagonist of the Year category. They are Ellie from The Last of Us Part 2 and Sadie Adler from Red Dead Redemption 2. Both of these complex characters are powerful forces in their respective games. Since the previous installation of The Last of Us, Ellie has matured and stepped into the role of our protagonist. She's extremely capable and selfless, willing to do whatever it takes to protect herself and those she cares about. Sure, she's got some trauma that makes it hard for her to trust people, but can you blame her? Despite those trust issues, Ellie is more than willing to give her own life to save others, wanting her immunity to be used to help others from turning into horrifying fungus zombies. And on top of all that, as a canonically lesbian character, Ellie helps expand LGBTQ+ representation in the industry. Red Dead Redemption 2's Sadie Adler isn't one to be trifled with either. She is strong, independent, and extremely loyal to her found family in the Vanderlyn gang. While she may not do as many chores around camp as some gang members would like, she's always ready to bring her cattleman revolver and expert marksmanship to a gunfight. Widowed, tortured, and left for dead when we first meet her, Sadie is quietly hell-bent on avenging the husband she loved, and makes it quite clear to anyone that she will stop at nothing to make sure this goal is accomplished. But despite her desire for revenge, Sadie doesn't let her past define her. She grows and develops as she gets used to her new lot in life, using her trauma and grief as fuel to strengthen her resolve. It was definitely a tough choice between these two powerhouse women, but we are proud to announce that this year's winner is...
Hi everyone, I'm Julia, the production director for the Overwatch team. It's such an honor to have Overwatch be recognized in the category of Most Inclusive Game. You know, one of the pillars of Overwatch is that it represents a bright, hopeful vision of the future, where inclusivity and respect for others are valued. It's such a joy to see these values embraced, reflected, and celebrated by our community. Thanks to the whole Overwatch team who works tirelessly to create this world. Thanks to GameHers for this recognition, and most importantly, a huge thank you to our community for their continued love and support for the world of Overwatch.
Hey, wow, so I'm Reb. Thank you so much to everyone who had anything at all to do with me winning an award. I feel really lucky and grateful to have as much support as I do for the weird little corner of games journalism that I work in. Thank you so much to GameHers, of course, for putting this on in the first place and for giving women and non-binary folks a space to be elevated and celebrated. May there be many more of these in the future. Thank you to everyone at gamesindustry.biz, especially my editor Brendan Sinclair, who I work with every single day, for just constantly uplifting me and my work, and giving me piles of opportunities and challenging me to be both a better journalist and a better person every single day. Thank you to Daniel George and Nick Tilwalk, who read a half-baked piece I wrote about Starbound once and took a chance on me. And thank you so much to all the amazing women and non-binary folks I've gotten to work with or adjacent to over the years. Marie D'Alessandri, Hayden Taylor, Kat Bailey, Nadia Oxford, Katie McCarthy, Rebecca Spear, Carly Veloci, and Annie Bundle come to mind. But if I've ever worked with you, I admire you all so much. You all make me want to be better. The only other thing I want to say is please go support good journalism, especially good journalism written by marginalized individuals. Click on their articles, share them when you like them, throw a few bucks toward a subscription at an outlet that you care about, but try, if you possibly can, to help make sure that good games writing can keep existing. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hello, gamers! I'm Jessica Zahn, an executive producer at Mojang Studios. On behalf of Mojang, I'm delighted to accept the award for Minecraft on mobile. We have an amazing community, some of whom have been with us since the very beginning 11 years ago, and others who weren't even born when Minecraft was first released. We're excited to keep Minecraft going for you for generations to come, and we want to say thank you to everyone who voted for us.
All right, welcome back to the GameHers Awards. I am your host, Jess, and we are here with Women in Games.
Yes, Marie Claire, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations again.
Hi, everyone. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, so sorry. I didn't know if because of the delay makes it a little bit difficult. I was just going to ask if you didn't mind introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about Women in Games.
Okay, great. So my name is Mary Claire Eiserman. I'm the CEO of Women in Games. Women in Games is based in the UK. It's a not-for-profit organisation. It was founded in 2009 when women numbered only 14% of the games industry workforce. Our vision is for a games and esports industry, culture and community free of gender discrimination, where full equity of opportunity, treatment and conditions empowers all girls and women of any background, ethnicity or sexuality to achieve their full potential. And we believe by achieving this, empowering the games and esports industry and community to be more creative, innovative, productive and profitable. We now have a global average statistics for women working in the games industry of 22%. So it has obviously improved since 2009. But what exactly they do and what levels is still not entirely clear. Yet, approximately 50% of players globally are women. So I would say we still have a long way to go in achieving that representative industry and fully understanding how to do that. In a recent survey, for instance, of the top 15 global games companies, only 16% of women are in the executive team. So, you know, that's the picture. Women in Games, we are a small but mighty team. All of us work part-time, but not really, because we all put our hearts and souls, knowledge and experience into the organization. But our impact and reach is growing, and we are growing as an organization and expanding our capacity thanks to our many supporters. So it's exciting times for us.
That's amazing. Now, tell us a little bit about some of the services your organizations can provide to anybody.
Okay, so we have a great ambassador program for individuals, corporates, and the educational sector. So this is an ecosystem that enables us to act as a conduit for networking, introductions, and sharing of knowledge and research. And it is a very supportive ecosystem. We have a global conference every year and many other events planned for 2020-21. So watch out for them and get involved. We can also offer advice and access to networks all over the world. And you just at the very smallest entry, just joining our Facebook groups, our Discord, gets you that sort of, first level of service actually from the organization. So, I think anyone who wants to get involved, they can, and they can just reach out to us. I mean, I get regular emails from people who and I always reply, not maybe immediately, but I always do. I'm happy to offer services, at all levels.
So you've mentioned some amazing statistics about women at executive levels in gaming companies and just women in the game industry and overall. What changes would you like to see with regards to women in gaming?
Okay, so I think we have come a long way, but for me there are some sticky areas. So one is ensuring equity and parity of opportunity, career progression, and pay for women. I think addressing toxicity and harassment in company culture and gaming is really important, and actually entrepreneurship for women. So this is getting better, but according to a recent study, females are 63% less likely than males to obtain external financing in terms of risk capital. And the most significant part of the gap derives from differences in gender. So, if you're a woman, you want to start your own games or esports company, you're going to struggle to get that investment. And that's wrong. I mean, that shouldn't be the case. So, to sum it up, equity and parity of opportunity and pay, toxicity and harassment, and entrepreneurship, they're three things that I'm really working on at the moment to try and shift.
Now, for any women or anyone that wants to join the organization or be a part of some of these events, where can they find you on social media or on your website?
Yes, so actually we're really excited because we're working on a new website which will be launched in the new year with lots of bells and whistles, and hopefully everyone will be able to engage there much more easily than they can now. But you can find us everywhere. We've got a Facebook group, we have a LinkedIn group, we have a Twitter, we have Insta, and we have several different Discord channels. We've got an esports Discord, and we've also got a Women in Games Discord that is being run and managed by our ambassadors, so that they are already part of our ambassadors program. So there's loads and loads of spaces. So it's actually whatever suits you best, whatever channels suit you best.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Marie Claire. Best of luck to your organization,
Thank
Women in
you.
Games, and hopefully we get to see you in 2021.
Yeah, that would be great. And thanks so much for having me. It's a wonderful event, and it's such a great thing to do to highlight all these amazing women from all over the world.
Thank you so much. So I think we're heading to a quick break, but up next, we're going to check out definitely me and Narz's personal favorite category, I imagine, which is content creation. So don't go anywhere. There's some amazing stuff coming here at the GameHers Awards. We'll be right back.
Since our founding in 2014, Trans Lifeline operates a peer support and crisis hotline and a micro-granting program that puts money in trans people's hands. This is built by us and run by us.
Every single time you call, you'll be speaking to another trans or non-binary person. No exceptions.
We will never call the cops on you unless you explicitly ask us to.
Our microgrants program distributes low barrier funds directly to trans people who need to legally change our name and gender on our IDs. And until our prison system is abolished, our Inside Advocacy project redistributes money to trans people who are imprisoned or have been recently released.
Lanzaremos una línea directa solamente para las personas hispanohablantes.
We are building the power to reach out to our people wherever they are.
And remember, We're not just a crisis line, and we don't define what a crisis is and isn't. Call us if you want to talk to another trans person.
Every time, but especially here in Raleigh. It is what it is. Wait, is it coming back? Please drop some mic. I'm really well versed in that. It was the new Stranger Things season and the picture on that kind of like change. Look at this, the frames are all over the place. It's a turtle. Well, how's everybody today? Very special day that going to do the announcement. So I hope you guys. Oh my god, I got the glasses on too. I think it would have been the perfect moment. She was shimmy. Welcome back, Pam. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the GameHers Awards, and we're now moving right along to our next category, content creation. And now Jen and I are so excited to talk about this category because we're both content creators ourselves. So you folks are going to see a featurette on D&D with the amazing Anna Prosser Robinson. We teased her a little bit earlier, but we're definitely going to be hearing from her shortly, and we're going to be announcing a ton of great awards.
Yeah, such as the Facebook of the Year, Facebook Streamer of the Year, YouTube Streamer of the Year, and the Raise the Most Funds Award for the team, Raise Charity Funds Award, and the Cosplayer of the Year as well, and probably not least, the Twitch Streamer of the Year Award.
Yeah, this category is huge. I mean, we had thousands upon thousands of votes, and we haven't even scratched the surface of how many incredible women there are streaming and creating amazing content. Just to name a few of my own favorite female content creators, I love Ashley Roboto because she has this wonderful energy about her, and she's just so incredibly positive. And Paladin Amber is another of my favorite streamers for sure. Narz, who are some of your favorite female streamers?
Some of my favorite streamers were actually showcased in that little teaser that we had. Emery Fan, who I hosted San Diego Comic-Con with. She's one of my very, very good friends, as well as Lily Pichu. I'm a big fan of Lily Pichu. She's hysterical. I think she's adorable. So I don't know who's going to win, but you know, best of luck to all the nominees. And of course, we're all winners at heart at the end of the day. So guys, first up, the Facebook Streamer of the Year, followed by the Streamer Raise Charity Awards. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Sachi, and I'm so excited to be receiving the GameHers Facebook Gaming Streamer of the Year Award. When I started streaming on this platform a little over 2.5 years ago, I never would have thought I would be receiving an award for it. So I'm very, very happy right now. This award is dedicated to my community. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here right now. This is to the people who come and hang out with me every day on stream and all those people spreading the good vibes in the chat. I think it's so important to make sure that our streams are an inclusive and diverse, happy and safe space for everyone, but especially female, non-binary, and marginalized gendered gamers. I think everyone deserves a chance to bond over gaming in a safe environment and to find a community that embraces them. So thank you once again for this award. And if you want to watch my streams live, you can head over to fb.gg/SachiTV, or you can find me at SachiTV everywhere else. So thanks again.
I'm definitely blown away. I've never been nominated for anything before, so thank you so much for this award. I'm definitely honored that I won in this category. Raising charity funds has been something I've always been interested in doing and something I definitely wanted to be a part of this year especially. There were a lot of communities that I wanted to support and felt unable to because of COVID, and so being able to rally my community and make like fun interactive content while also doing good was definitely a dream come true. I want to say a big thank you to my community for donating their money, their time, and their attention to my streams, and also for voting for me in this category. Thank you to my parents, because they're the ones who have always said yes and never looked down on my dreams, even though a lot of parents I feel like wouldn't necessarily be really chill with their daughter deciding to go into streaming and video making on the internet as a career, but they're always super down and supportive. A big thank you to the GameHers Awards and to all the other female gamers who were nominated and all the other female gamers who are all online. You are all inspirations to me and have made my content possible, because without other female gamers online, I would never have felt safe to put myself out there and to start streaming myself. So thank you, and thank you for this award. I'm very honored.
Congratulations, Sachi, on winning Facebook Streamer of the Year, and congratulations, Kelsey Dangerous, on winning Streamer Raised Charity Funds Award. Very, very well deserved for both of these ladies. Now, this next part didn't get its own award, but it's such a quintessential part of content creation these days, especially now.
Yes, D&D streams are so popular and they get a ton of people through the week. This featurette is on one particularly well-known Miss Oregon turned hostess turned D&D content creator, the one, the fabulous, the only Anna Prosser Robinson. Check it out.
I'm Anna Prosser and I'm a producer and performer. I was originally attracted to the StarCraft space. I loved the community. I wanted to contribute something, but I knew that I was never going to be a pro gamer before I got involved in the gaming sphere and doing on-camera interviews more professionally. I was actually an interview coach, and that helped me really hone everything I learned in school, everything I had learned from doing interviews and being interviewed, and brought that all to the screen. I loved helping people tell stories, so I just started doing interviews with players. I eventually got hired by Team Evil Geniuses. Team Evil Geniuses eventually became Good Game Agency. Then Good Game Agency was acquired by Twitch, and I moved over into Twitch Studios and became lead producer there. And eventually decided in this past year to move on from Twitch and focus on making my own content again.
I may really have a thing for my dog and want her to be happy and comfortable.
I've moved from just focusing on StarCraft to doing things with any number of other awesome games. And for me, that's been a really fulfilling experience, because you find, again, so many more vibrant perspectives, so many more cool people to meet and to play together. And honestly, I think that's something we don't talk about enough, is how important it is and how cool it is when we make time to play. I'm probably primarily known right now for my live D&D or role-playing gameplay shows. I stream on my own Twitch channel occasionally, and my bread and butter is still working as a host remotely. So if anyone has a live tournament or event and they need a host, I am here to help.
Where I can sit and think or read. I also often take meetings there. I've hooked up this monitor so that I can sit here and play Animal Crossing or any number of other games.
I really like fashion. I really like fantasy games and tabletop role-playing. With two other people in the tabletop gaming community, we run a fantasy-inspired streetwear clothing line called Cantrip Brand. How can we make clothing that feels us and feels cool, and that we think other people in our community might want? And how do we make those clothes real and get them into their hands? So it was really built because we wanted to make something more than because we wanted to own a business.
It was really fun helping design all these, and as you can see, we modeled them ourselves, and it's been really fun.
I'm asked most often about women's issues in gaming because I've been a woman in gaming for a long time, and people are fairly familiar with the gender gap, at least in terms of representation or in terms of harassment in gaming. I feel really lucky. Some of my earliest friends were also hosting the space, and we all sat down and very consciously, very intentionally said things like, we are going to decide to be friends. We're going to decide that we're going to support each other. And so building that support network really intentionally early on, I think is probably the only reason why I've had a relatively long career in esports years. In all the times where I got to the point where I was like, the harassment is too much, the responsibility is too much, the drama is too much, I don't feel wanted here, I should just opt out. There were people that would say, no, we need you, we want you here, we think you're valuable. And now I find it much easier to connect with other women and other people who are not cisgendered white males. And I think that's a fantastic improvement. It doesn't mean we don't still have a long way to go in making sure that nobody feels the need to gatekeep Dungeons and Dragons, role-playing games, or any other game. The best things about the gaming community are that you're connecting with people, that you have so many vibrant perspectives to learn from and to play with and to interact with and to have conflict with. And I think it only makes our communities better and stronger. I think it's really important to take an intersectional look at those issues when you're looking at a gender gap. How can I use the privilege that I have to bring others up with me? That's not just for women and men, that's for people who are non-binary or transgender. I've had the experience of being somebody who is not seen to fit into a particular community that I wanted to be in, and that sucked. And I don't want anyone else to experience that.
That was amazing. I mean, Anna Prosser Robinson is just such a personal inspiration of mine. I've actually known her for a while, and I've played D&D with her, in fact. So it was really, really inspiring to hear a little bit more of her story than I even knew, and just kind of hear some of the awesome things she had to say. She and a lot of other women in the space are really doing some amazing things with D&D and content creation. But let's move on to our next award. So we already awarded the incredible Kelsey Dangerous for raising funds as an individual, but next we're awarding a very amazing team, the top team raised charity, followed by the top cosplayer of the year, the top YouTube streamer of the year, and then finally the top Twitch streamer of the year.
Yes, and remember, guys, please sure to follow the GameHers on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We encourage you all to also join the GameHers Discord as well if you want to connect with other non-binary, LGBTQ, other women that are in the industry, as well as transgender and beyond. But let's take a look at some of the winners, and we'll see you in a minute for the industry category.
Thank you so much to everyone who voted for the Black Girl Gamers to win the Charity Team Raised Funds Award by the GameHers. I really appreciate it. It was not a singular effort, it was a community effort, it was a team effort, and it was an effort from BDG supporters as well. So thank you so much to all of you for being involved and contributing to our fundraisers for the Color of Change and the Bail Project during the, obviously, Black Lives Matter in June, which hasn't stopped and hasn't changed, but we still need to keep raising funds and keep pushing forward. But thank you so much to all of you for supporting that cause. You know, raising funds is not new to Black Girl Gamers at all, but specifically for Black Lives Matter, we felt we had to do something. We're Black, this is affecting Black people in America, elsewhere as well. So it was really key for us to support those who needed it, and we're on the front lines. So thank you so much for recognizing that and having us as the winners of this award. I specifically love to thank all the streamers who streamed on the BGG channel raising money for this as well, and all the people who streamed on their own channels raising money for this as well. We really appreciate it, and thank you so much to the GameHers for the award. Thank you so much.
much. I'm beyond honored about winning top cosplayer of the year. And especially thank you to the Gamers for allowing me the opportunity to win such an amazing award. I think shows like this are so important because there's so many women out there doing the thing in the world of gaming. So it's awesome that we have something to highlight these amazing achievements of these women. I also would really like to thank my parents. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to chase my dreams. They made a lot of sacrifices, so when they had kids, they'd be able to follow their dreams and be as creative as possible, and I'm beyond grateful to them. Like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm beyond grateful to my parents. I also want to thank my family as a whole. My family is amazing and super supportive, and like they're not into anime, but they still dive into my world of cosplay. Like my cousins are always helping me out. My aunts and uncles are always there for me when I need their support. All of my family is just amazing, and huge thank you to them as well. And last but definitely not least, thank you so much to the Shell Squad. I am nothing without my fans, absolutely nothing. Without their support, I would not be here today. I'm so happy that I have I honestly feel blessed that I have the Shell Squad because they're such a caring and loving community, and they're also always very supportive of my curly cosplay journey. I said I wasn't gonna cry. Big thank you to all of you. If you'd like to follow me, check me out at Shellanin, that's SHELLANIN on social media. I have that on Facebook and Twitter, and I have that same on Instagram, but with an underscore under it. Thank you so much again. I am beyond honored. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, guys, thank you so much for even allowing me to even participate in the GameHers Awards. It's a very big honor, even a much bigger honor that I won. I just want to say thanks to everybody who voted and everyone who supports me. I don't know, I just never won anything really like this before, so I don't really know what to say. I'm sorry if it feels awkward, but I just want to say big shout out to all the GameHers that are out there. Everybody that was nominated as a great content creator. And I just want to make sure that we all support each other and continue to strive in our content creation and continue streaming. And I guess I just want to say, like, if you are somebody that looks like me and you want to do gaming, you can, show that you exist, okay? And keep striving, So big thanks to everybody, and I support anyone that supports me. So thank you guys so much, and I really appreciate it. Bang, bang, gang, gang. But thank you.
I didn't think I was going to win, so I didn't prepare anything, but I wrote something very quickly. Thank you so much, first of all, to the GameHers. This is a really inspiring approach to celebrating women and non-binary folks such as myself in a male-dominated industry. It's really awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you to the women who were also up for this award. I was honored to even be nominated beside so many talented and inspiring leaders in this community. Thank you, of course, to my parents. I love you for always supporting and believing in me, even if you didn't understand my dreams or the internet. Thank you to my first Twitch friend, Lionheart, for helping me start streaming and encouraging me, setting me down this path that has brought me and so many others such great joy. Thank you so much to my best friend, Ian Amori, for always putting up with my being there for me through thick and thin and helping me focus my creative energy. And thank you to everyone in this industry who took a chance on me, a loud, passionate little Cuban who has always stood up for what I believed is right in the face of adversity, even when mixing activism and content creation has long been considered not brand safe. But most of all, thank you so fucking hard right now to my trash squad. I super appreciate your love and support, and I want to thank you for helping me garner such a kind and inclusive community. It's crazy to think over the past 8 years we've all been connected through me being goofy, playing games and music, baking vegan food, sometimes with cannabis, and, talking about important issues and raising money for charity, and most of all, just spreading a message of zero tolerance for hate and prejudice. I am in awe of you every single day. Thank you so much. I'm humbled to receive this award. I finally feel appreciated in this gaming community, and I will continue to fight the good fight and be my goofy self and uplift women, LGBT, transgendered, and non-binary folks in this community. Thank you so much. I think I got everybody. Thank you. Please stay safe. Wear a mask. Have a fantastic time zone.
Esports to me is something that's really out of this world.
Women need to be welcomed with open arms into every aspect of this.
The best things about the gaming community are that you're connecting with people.
People who care about you will support you, and that's kind of all that matters.
So I'm hoping that women will feel passionate and inspired to push through those challenges.
So what I would like to see for the future is for the space to just be welcoming of people of all kind.
The four of us see you, we hear you, we honor you, we celebrate you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GameHers Awards. This is an award show for celebrating diversity and women in gaming. Now, we've had a lot of excellent categories, a ton of awesome content, and in just a little bit, we'll be looking forward to our final category, the people behind the scenes, the gaming industry.
Yes, now we just want to give a big shout out and recap all of our winners from the content creation category. Congratulations to Sachi, who won Facebook Streamer of the Year.
Yes, and also congratulations to Shellanin for winning Cosplayer of the Year, Jazzy Guns for winning YouTube Streamer of the Year, and Miss Natty Casanova, aka Zombie Unicorn, for winning Twitch Streamer of the Year.
And none of this could have been possible without the gaming industry. And in today's world, we're looking for more representation across the board, from in front of the camera to behind the scenes to even the people who are making the games. We're talking to you. We're talking about you. And we want you to be a part of this in the future and forever. This is your family now.
That's right. And first up, we have a featurette on an incredible woman from IGN, Miranda Sanchez.
Yes, and then after that, we have the Most Inclusive Team Award winners accepting their award, followed by a featurette on being a voice actress from the one, the only, the incredible Kylie Vernoff. Then we're going for the Standout Team Lead Award.
And then there's a ton more with the Solo Dev of the Year award, the Top Voice Actress of the Year award, and of course, the incredible Executive Director of the IGDA, Renee Gittins, is going, or Gittins, I'm so sorry, I do the double T super weird every time I say that, but she's going to join us for a little featurette as well.
Yes, man, it feels so sad that this award ceremony is kind of coming to a close. We've met so many amazing women from all over the globe. Marie Claire from the UK, Anna Presser from LA, and it's so nice to see all these women, and some women I've never met before that we're getting to know and we're getting to interview. What about you, Jess?
Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? My PC froze a little bit. I think I'm back. Are we back? Looks
Yes,
like
you
we
are.
are. So sorry to interrupt this show. I'm not sure exactly where we were, but I mean, this has been a great show so far. I've really liked that some of our guests have actually been able to join us live, and others have just kind of sent in their acceptance speeches.
Guys, and if you want to continue following the GameHers, if you want to know more about the GameHers, you can follow the GameHers, literally the GameHers, on all social platforms, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook. If you want to follow Jess or myself, you can follow me at Narz on Instagram and Twitter. And for you, Jess, you can follow Jess Brohard at Jess Brohard on Twitter and Instagram and all that other jazz. But let's start with our first featurette, and of course, the winner of the Most Inclusive Team of the Year. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Marita Sanchez, the executive editor of Guides at IGN. Most important part of my day. So when I started at IGN, I got to really carve out a space for anime, which is super fun, and I really loved in kind of pioneering that space. You can find anime fans all over the world, but the beating heart of anime is, of course, in Japan. So whether you're looking for fellow otaku, collectibles, or an unforgettable experience, you should check these places out. I'm mostly a writer, but I also do hosting every now and then. I get to work with so many wonderful developers, and honestly, that's been such a joy for me, is I love doing interviews. I love getting to hear the story of these developers and how they make their games and why they're passionate about them and why they're in this industry, and really get the behind the scenes of like what goes into making these things that we all love so much.
This game is kind of like your dream and your nightmare because there's so much stuff to find. It's really fun to dig into everything that it's got.
Guides are my thing. Like, I am so glad that I get to lead this team. I think guides writing is maybe like underrated in a weird way. No one tells you, oh, you could like have a career in guides. So when I first wrote my first guide, I just had so much fun. Like, you just get to explore all the secrets, and you're taking every single path, and you're just really getting into the grind of it. And I just love it so much. And so getting to lead a team and teach them how to be better and work together to find out how we all can be better and make these guides together is so fun. And it's also a very competitive space, and I'm a very competitive person. So it works out for me in a lot of ways.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
And there's a meow. Icon. I'm so good at this.
I can't even get in battle.
I love my job so much, and I would not still be at IGN if I didn't. It's a really stressful job. I have the best boss. I have always I worked really hard to get here, but that hard work isn't going to be rewarded unless you have somebody in front of you who wants to champion you. The reason I started as a freelancer and I'm now leading a whole vertical at IGN is because I did have someone champion me in this space. I guess I'm just really glad to have such a fantastic team at IGN. I'm honored to lead them, so I'm gonna keep doing my best. Hi, Betty! Yeah, I'm pretty excited to talk about the gear stuff today. I got a lot of tweets about it, which is nice. I'm glad the community was excited about it as I am. So it wasn't actually until I was an adult in San Francisco that I realized how many other diverse women were into games. I guess not realize is maybe the wrong word for it. It's more so I got to meet people. So when I got my job at IGN, I was so excited, and I got to meet some really wonderful people who kind of had like a network of women, and we just talk about our careers, and it was just a fantastic network of women who could just mentor each other. And wow, a group of women who play games and they're friends, but also games aren't the only thing that's important in their life, but it is also important to them. It's so cool. I am forever in debt to them, and I always want to do my best to pass that on in any way I can, because I learned so much from them about like standing up for myself at work and how to ask for a raise. And like there's just so many things that I don't think I would have done without their guidance. It was just monumental for me. And I think ever since then I've always been trying to foster more groups of people where I can. And it doesn't just have to be women. I think there's a lot of otherness in the games industry that you could feel that way. And finding your people is so important. And I think as things have progressed, time has gone on, that feels like it's happening more and more.
Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I hope you had a fun time with Metal Gear. And welcome to my chill Halloween stream.
So what I would like to see for the future is for the space to just be welcoming of people of all kinds. Honestly, a lot of people are kind of taking the future by the reins too. Like you see so many really wonderful groups coming together and making their own communities and really championing each other. And that helps them get into different spaces. There's so many different kinds of streamers, and I think there's been a lot of pressure on bigger companies like Twitch to feature streamers that aren't just, average guy. So I am very appreciative of that being an effort, and I hope they continue to do that, and I think they need to continue to do that to improve the space and to continue to make it more welcoming. Places like Twitch or YouTube or where it may be need to put in the work to protect them. It's like we are giving you the space, and now they also need to offer the protection that comes with that to make it a better and more inclusive space. It's so much work that needs to be done in order to make it a better space, but I think it can happen.
Thank you to the GameHers Awards for the Most Inclusive Team Award. We were so honored to just be nominated, so to win was a welcome surprise. This award means a lot to Equinox because it's, in a sense, a validation that we're doing the right thing and that we are making a positive impact on our community and the gaming community as a whole. We didn't set out with this mission to create the most inclusive or diverse team. We sort of focused on creating a work environment that uplifts, supports, empowers individuals no matter their background, whether they're an intern or a world champion. Everyone on this team is valuable to us. And so this award wouldn't have been possible without our people. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to our amazing staff, the players, the content creators, the fans, the fighting game community, everyone who voted for us, and also our sponsors, Kwanba, Zowie BenQ, Addis, and XSplit for believing in our team and supporting our cause.
Hi, I'm Kylie Vernoff, and I'm an actress based in New York City. History is never done. In 2014, I was cast in a job for a video game. I had no idea what that would mean or where it would take me, but I ended up being cast as one of the members of the Vanderlyn gang in Red Dead Redemption 2. And that is what introduced me to the gaming space and to the gaming community. When I was cast in Red Dead Redemption 2, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know that it was in that world. I didn't know it was a Western. I was literally told to wear comfortable undergarments and then just show up at the pickup spot where I would be driven to set. So I didn't even know I was doing performance capture. I didn't know I'd be wearing a motion capture suit. It was completely different from other acting jobs in that I was given no backstory. I didn't know where this character would end up, right? There's a very heavy NDA, so Rockstar's not releasing any of that. Everything about this character I learn in the moment, in each scene. And so it's like an actor's dream. First of all, there are cameras 360, there's one right on your face, but everything is play pretend. So it's kind of like the best of all acting. It's like being in a black box theater and doing some of the best film work of your life. And by the way, my cast are some of the finest actors I've ever worked with in any genre or medium. So it was the experience of a lifetime.
These girls, Mr. Morgan, they're driving me to despair.
Why?
No gratitude. And no manners.
Susan is a badass bitch with a shotgun. She doesn't have to be likable. She gets to be cranky, and she gets to be emotional, and she gets to be short-tempered, and she gets to be loving, and she gets to be maternal, and she gets to be flirtatious. She gets to be all those things. I think what's incredible and what Rockstar did that I am so freaking proud of is that all of the women in the Vanderlyn gang contribute to missions, whether it's a bank robbery, whatever they do, they are invaluable. They are not put off to the side. They are not hypersexualized. It feels to me like the female characters grew into be something so much more that it feels almost revelatory.
Large drip coffee with steamed soy on the side.
She nailed it. Say hi, Daniel. Hey. This is my favorite coffee shop. It's called Birch. I come here usually 2 times a day.
I can't tell you how freeing it was to be out there playing a character where, you know, whatever she wears, she's gonna wear. However many wrinkles she has, she's gonna have. I didn't even know how old Susan was. I didn't know what she was gonna look like. So you're not worried about like the camera angle or how it's catching you. You can really just get out there and play. A lot of my female cast members and I felt that freedom in a way we had never felt it before, to just go out there and act. And I think a lot of male actors don't understand how much, how constricting that can be for women. My perspective on women in gaming is really growing rapidly because I do host a podcast for the gamers called the Let's Play Podcast. And in that position, I have gotten to speak with streamers and developers. Like so many other burgeoning industries, the balance needs to shift. Women need to be welcomed with open arms into every aspect of this. And I'm talking about starting from players. People who spend their money to get a game and play it should be able to do so without fear of retribution or harassment because of their gender. You see it on television. There are more people are being represented on television, the more television expands. And the more voices that are included in storytelling, the more the landscape changes. People who you wouldn't have seen on television in the 80s and 90s. And I think video games are moving that direction too. It seems really exciting to me.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you to my team for nominating me. You are some of the most incredible, hardest working people I've ever encountered in my career. Pop Agenda would not be what it is without you, so thank you. I also wanted to thank our business partners for trusting us with their games. It takes so much hard work and love and passion to make a video game that for us being a small contributing factor to your success story is such an honor. So thank you. Thank you also to my partner, Greg, who is one of the most loving and patient and supportive people. I think you're kind of great. And finally, thank you so much to the community and the industry for voting for me. I think there are incredible women and non-binary team leaders in the industry, and the GameHers Awards are only a small sliver of that. So thank you for thinking of me. Generally speaking, I'm not used to being in the spotlight because we do most of our work in the shadows at Pop Agenda. So if you want to learn more about what it is that we do, you can find us on Twitter at popagendaco, or you can visit our website at popagenda.co. So that's it. Thank you.
I am joined by Amy Jo Kim, winner of the Game Awards first Standout Solo Developer of the Year award. Congratulations, Amy. Thank you so much for joining me for this interview.
It's a real pleasure.
Now, for anyone that doesn't know about you or kind of is coming on to the GameHers live stream channel right now and they want to know more about you, tell us a bit about yourself and your history working in the gaming community, and where did you start?
Sure. So I've been working in the gaming community on and off for over 2 decades. I got started originally in science and engineering, and that's what my degrees are in. I have an undergraduate degree in experimental psych and a graduate degree in neuroscience, and I worked in the software industry as a software engineer. So that's how I came up. I got into the gaming industry originally working for Paramount and Viacom, the media companies. I then took my UX skills I developed as a software engineer into gaming and started working as a UX designer and leveled up through various jobs to being a community designer in games, a social systems designer in a number of games, such as Ultima Online, one of the early MMOs, pre-World of Warcraft, The Sims, Rock Band. I did many things on those games, but one of the biggest ones was designing the core social systems that make them run. So social systems in multiplayer game design. And that a lot of that came out of my experience with psychology and neuroscience, but even more so just working as an engineer and working as a designer and understanding how systems work. And so if you fast forward, I had gigs on all these games that turned into these massive hits. And they were very innovative at the time. None of them were sure hits. The Sims almost got canceled like 6 weeks before it shipped. People consistently told us we were nuts. No one with Rock Band, no one would buy $160 worth of plastic and play a game. Like, what were we thinking? Similar with Happify, which is a huge hit in the mental health area, digital mental health. Very risky project at the beginning, a lot of tough times. But again, great lessons learned there about what it takes to actually create and bring to the world an innovative hit. And so I've been able to then take that knowledge working in games and in game-like products that aren't a game, but contain a lot of what makes a game compelling over time. I bring that to developers and designers and product leaders worldwide through our game thinking programs. And so now I level up other designers and developers.
Now let's talk a little bit about your background. You have a PhD in neuroscience and a BA in experimental psychology. What kind of advice would you give someone that's starting on the career path you started and kind of transitioned into UX and into gaming? What if someone wants to be able to do what you do now? What kind of advice would you give them?
About what in particular?
Let's say that someone's in neuroscience right now, someone's in experimental psychology, and they want to do something in gaming. They kind of want to do something
Go
in
build
UX
things.
design.
Go build things. Find a way to build things and work for somebody that knows more than you. Build things as part of a team that's got strong leadership. You have to build things and see the reactions to what you build. My background in psych and neuroscience is useful, but most of what I learned is through building, and shipping. So that was a conscious transition I made. Now, having a background in psych in general is useful. I can see through most of the bullshit. Having a background in neuroscience, also useful. I can see through a lot of pop neuroscience bullshit. But the most useful thing that I got for product design and for what I do now and what I bring to my clients and what I brought to those teams I helped ship hits is the ability to really have a smart and rigorous experimental outlook with the way you run high learning product experiments. So there's a lot of, we incorporate a lot of design thinking and lean startup into game thinking. And there's this idea of running high learning experiments where your goal is to learn. Really, really good game designers, the best I worked with, really know how to do that. I learned a lot from them, and I bring that to my clients now. And part of why I got hired on those projects was I understand how to run well-structured experiments from all my background. Now, a lot of people that come from a PhD background, or they've been doing a lot of science, they want to run the kind of experiments that get published in Nature or published. And you have to shake that off. You have to build and ship a bunch of stuff and shake that off. That's not relevant. It's about being able to form a crisp hypothesis based on what you need to test first. And then in the cheapest and fastest way for the product stage you're at, run experiments that test that hypothesis and can get a positive or negative result that aren't squishy, that are clear. And that's a good experiment. That means you get data you can trust. And being able to run product experiments, especially in gaming, but also in any product that you want to drive long-term engagement in. If you can run better, faster product experiments, you can 10x your development speed easily, and you can get much closer to shipping what you know people want. And so that's what we do in our game thinking methodology. And that's really what I learned in all this work I did with, I also worked on Covet Fashion, which was a huge unexpected mobile hit that also spawned Design Home. So it's a whole franchise like The Sims is. And as Rock Band was, they were all franchises, you know, they all spawned all these other products. And if you want to do that, you really have to get your core learning loop correct. You really have to get something that drives deep engagement and metagames around it. And if you think about those games, and a lot of the games that are hits now, they drive metagames. People talk about them on message boards. People form discords to play them and discuss them like they're doing with Among Us. And that was happening with earlier tech with all of those games. We built a website with The Sims that turned The Sims into a multiplayer game where people could tell stories and share them and get them rated.
Well, speaking of game thinking and talking about successful innovations, you are well versed, I guess you can say, in deep dive and engagement. When you were talking about kind of when games first launch, or at least when they're launching, they always build kind of like a core system with the beta. And jumping back to your book that was released a couple of years ago, now being translated into Spanish and French, could you talk a little bit how game thinking, the book that you've published recently, well, recently being in the last 2 years, how does that follow up from your previous book, and what can people expect by reading the book Game Thinking? And if you want, you can show us the book as well, so people can get a better sense of what the book is about.
Sure. Here's the book. If you go to our website, gamethinking.io, and go to book, you can find out all about it. That's gamethinking.io. So 2 decades ago now, I published Community Building on the Web. Peach Pit published it, which is a technical publisher. And that was based on all the work I did helping both games like Ultima Online and marketplaces like eBay and numerous community sites come to life. And I published what I saw as the foundation of what makes the elements of community integrated with one of these products really work. And so that was a sort of stealth hit, and people are still using that book. Since then, it's been 2 decades, and I've worked on a number of games and products and services and marketplaces and apps, many of which were not hits and many of which were huge, innovative hits. And as I embedded with those teams and worked with them, I saw that where we were able to create and ship a hit, there were certain practices, many of which were counterintuitive, that the teams practiced. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes they kind of stumbled into it, sometimes it was something I brought. And those were all in common with what turned into a hit that drove long-term engagement. As you probably know, a lot of games come and go. There's a lot of fads. But certain games drive very long-term engagement. What's the secret? Well, I tried to capture that and put it into a step-by-step system that's called game thinking. So it's the practices behind these massive hits put into a step-by-step system to let any product leader validate ideas 10x faster and design for retention.
Awesome. Now, if anyone wants to learn more about your company, gamingthinking.io, or if they want to follow you on socials, where could they find you?
You can find me, Amy Jo Kim, AMYJOKIM, on Twitter and on LinkedIn. And on YouTube, it's Game Thinking TV. And you can get a link to that at gamethinking.io. That's our main website.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy, for joining. Congrats again on your win. And now we'll send it right back to the main broadcast.
Hey guys, thank you so much. I'm Anjali Bhamani and I am so honored to accept this award from the GameHers Awards. Thank you to everyone who voted. Thank you to the GameHers for creating this extraordinary event. I'm so grateful to be a part of this particular happening because I love so much that this event is celebrating holding the door open for people. None of us get anywhere alone in this life, let alone in our careers. And when people shut the door on someone because of their background or gender or some arbitrary thing, we all end up getting diminished. We all end up missing out on the unique voices that might have contributed to something. And on the flip side, when we get to hold the door open and share in the success and usher people through and say, come on, play with me, we can create so many amazing things. And look at all of the things that have been created because of collaboration. I'm so grateful that the folks at Blizzard created Overwatch and the folks at Respawn created Apex and the folks at Critical Role created so many shows in Geek and Sundry. And it all happened because of people coming together from all backgrounds, from all genders, and saying, we want to share in our joy of gaming together. And so just a few people, but there's so many more that I won't have time to mention, but just a few people that I definitely want to shout out. Huge thanks to Marisha Ray for bringing me back to role-playing games, because if it wasn't for her, I probably would have not gotten to play role-playing games as an adult for a very, very long time, and now I just can't stop. All of my girls at Overwatch, Carolina Rivasa and Lucy Pole and all the gals, Jen and Chloe and everybody, Erica Ishii, my partner in lifting and my partner in gaming, and the male creators who have done such a great job of creating such strong female characters and opportunities for us. B. Dave Walters, a champion of everybody. Ivan Van Norman, who creates terrifying situations for all of us to be a part of. Michael Chu for creating Symmetra. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So I just want to say thank you again. And please always remember to reach your hand out and keep the door open, because you never know what amazing things you can make with someone else when the two of you put your hearts and your heads together. Thank you guys so much.
Hi, I'm Renee Gittins, the Executive Director of the International Game Developers Association, the IGDA. Still technically in the jams. The IGDA is a professional association that supports game developers around the world, and it's our mission to support and empower them in achieving fulfilling and sustainable careers. I came up to an IGDA booth, and I had been to several of their events, and next thing I knew, I was helping with IGDA Seattle. In 2017, I was appointed to the International Board of Directors. Then last year, I was appointed as the executive director to head the organization and to ensure that our operations and our partnerships went smoothly. Every morning, I start off the morning about the same way. I wake up and snuggle my pets, and I make breakfast for me and for the pets. And then I cuddle up with a warm tea, hopefully on the back porch if it's nice enough and get some fresh air, or on the couch and pull out my laptop and, start tackling the day. I talk with members of the IGDA and our chapter and SIG leaders to understand their individual needs. I talk with people from various governments and look at the news to see what's going to be affecting our industry and our developers as well. And then I meet with partners and with press and with anyone else who I can connect with to make sure that we're getting game developers the support and recognition they need in the public.
So I have about 40 emails to process this morning. And then I'm also writing my first letter from the executive director for our IGDA Insider newsletter.
I've been a huge gamer my whole life. My first 4 video games in order were Wolfenstein 3D, Doom, Duke Nukem 3D, and then Pokemon Yellow. So I started out in biotech, but had no clue that game development was an option for me. On the side, I taught myself programming and I started working for small indie studios. And from there, I was able to slowly build up my skill set and my career. As a woman within games and the game industry, I have faced a lot of issues. I've had people, yell at me in voice chats and multiplayer games and tell me to go make them sandwiches. I've had people stop me and send me death threats. And then in the industry, for the most part, I do get wonderful support, but I also face a lot of subtle, passive sexism. All of that can really chip away at you. And so I'm hoping that women seeing others, awarding others, recognizing others will feel passionate and inspired to push through those challenges and to work on making this industry and this entire game community healthier, stronger, and more inclusive. My true goal is to empower and inspire others. I want to create content that makes others feel like they can pursue their dreams and their passions. I was the first game to actually show at Geek Girl Con ever, and my booth was absolutely swarmed. There was just, 8 to 14-year-old girls all excited, all surrounding it. And the parents of one girl came up to me and they said, our daughter, she's in 2nd grade and she gets bullied because she likes Minecraft. And it helps her so much to see a woman here developing a game, and a game that's featuring a young girl, because that shows her that her passions are okay, that her interests are okay. Anytime I face struggles, making a game is really hard. I think about inspiring that young girl and inspiring others to be able to pursue those interests and to keep on their path.
Hey guys, we're still here with the GameHers Awards, and it has been such a fun show so far, but I think it's about time that we wind it down. What was your favorite moment on today's show, Jess?
Jen, there are so many to choose from. One of my favorites was that featurette on Anna Prosser Robinson. I know I really hit it hard earlier when we were talking about our D&D section, but she's just such an amazing person, and I love that they included her little dog Poa in there, and she had wonderful things to say. But really, there have been so many fantastic interviews and featurettes that it's hard to pick just one. What were some of your favorite moments, Narz?
I love talking to Marie Claire. I think it's so amazing that she has a global organization that's literally there for anyone that wants to be able to either seek sanctuary. I think it's also amazing that there is a hotline for non-binaries, for LGBTQ who are thinking of attempting a suicide. Like, you have people that can help and support you. We're here for you. This is finally it, the place where you can feel welcomed and you are safe. This is one of the most amazing things, and this is the first time this has ever been done. So I hope and I pray that this continues to happen every year and we just get stronger and more powerful together.
It's definitely going to happen. Like we mentioned earlier in the show, next year's awards show is going to be huge. And I mean, we've had such a lovely time with you all in chat. Thank you all for tuning in. Especially thank you so much for voting and for nominating these wonderful women for these awards and for taking time to be with us here today. Now, remember to follow the GameHers on our social channels, join our Discord, and make sure to subscribe to our Twitch channel that you're watching this on right now. We put up fresh weekly content with incredible talent, women just like us. Or if you want to follow myself and Narz, for me, I'm Jess Brohard. I believe my social channels are plugged down there for my Twitter and Instagram, or my own Twitch that I stream daily, mostly Call of Duty, very terrible plays, is twitch.tv/Jess.
Yes, and if you want to follow me, you can follow me at Narz, N-A-R-Z, not S. I am not the cosmetics company, but you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to follow me on Twitch, I'm twitch.tv/Narz with 4 Zs. I'm going to get that 1 Z, Twitch, you best believe it. But I stream Valorant every Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. All right. I guess that's about wraps it up. Oh my god, I can't believe it's already over. No. Oh my god.
Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next year.
Yes, guys. Thank you guys so much. A huge thank you and congratulations to all the winners. And all those that didn't win, do not worry. You're still winners in our hearts, but there's still next year. So thank you guys again. We'll see you next year. Have a good one.
Hey GameHers Awards, thank you so much for creating this award show honoring women in gaming. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much to the GameHers Awards from the Equinox family. Thank you so much for including us.
A huge shout out from myself and all of my community to the GameHers Awards. You guys do an excellent job, not just diversity wise, but in the entire community. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, gamers.
Thank you so much to the GameHers for the award show.
Thank you so much, Gamer Awards. Much love and a huge thank you to everyone at the GameHers Awards.
Oh my gosh, guys, thank you so much for even allowing me to even participate in the GameHers Awards. It's a very big honor, even a much bigger honor that I won. So thank you guys so much. Bang bang, gang gang. But thank you.
Thank you so much to the GameHers Awards for giving us this chance to celebrate the things we love. Games.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to the GameHers for organizing this award show.
And I just want to say a huge thank you to all the staff members and every single person involved in the GameHers Award. I know it's not easy, and you guys are incredible human beings to make this come to life. You guys deserve your own award. Thank you.
What's up? Autumn Johnson here. Thank you so much, GameHers, for hosting this award show and providing the space for women in gaming.
UCI Esports thanks the GameHers.
Thank you so much to the GameHers for creating a space where women and non-binary folks in this industry can be celebrated and elevated.
Thank you, Gamer Awards.
Esports to me is something that's really out of this world.
Women need to be welcomed with open arms into every aspect of this.
The best things about the gaming community are that you're connecting with people.
People who care about you will support you, and that's kind of all that matters.
So I'm hoping that women will feel passionate and inspired to push through those challenges.
So what I would like to see for the future is for the space to just be welcoming of people of all kind.
The 4 of us see you, we hear you, we honor you, we celebrate you.
These roads intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing. Like night into morning, I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you, like we used to. Guess I'm back.